This is
Liar.
a liar. Okay, now they're calling me out. Dancing on the table. Welcome to the southwest city of Albuquerque. Ed here with West Coast Haunts. Today we are at Hotel Park Central for another haunted hotel adventure. Hotel Park Central was one of 13 hospitals built by the railroad from Chicago to Los Angeles. As we look at the hotel, there are some cases of memorabilia that were left behind. We hope that you enjoy this, and please leave a like and subscribe. Now this kind of reminds me of being in the conservatory with Professor Plum, or Colonel Mustard, and the ranch. So this is kind of all the way that is. Looks like a conservatory. Welcome everybody. Here we are in Albuquerque at the Hotel Park Central. The history of this place is that it was a hospital that was opened up by the railroad company, the A&T S&F, and it was a hospital all the way until the 1980s. 1985 it became Memorial Hospital. We have here, I have the Spirit Talker on, said 1950s, and we like the dark. So, well, that's good. Please keep on talking, and we'll get with you and see what's going on. Oh, okay. Man, we have to. Something is wrong. Can you tell me what you mean by that? What is wrong? Why is something wrong? Turn the volume up a little bit there. So in 1985, this became Memorial Hospital. And this tragedy, and that was a tragedy because that was when it became basically a psychiatric hospital for young children and teens. So that was, and a lot of stuff has happened because of that. Originally built in 1926, again, like as I said, by the railroad company. They built 13 hospitals between Chicago and Los Angeles so that they'd have a place for their employees who were working on the railroad at that time. Built in 1926, remained with the railroad until the 80s. In 1985, it was called Memorial Hospital, and that's when it was there for children and teens as a psychiatric hospital. It was actually open for 21 years. It closed in 2006, was basically abandoned until somebody had the foresight to invest about $20 million into it in 2010 and make it this nice hotel. So we're going to be here for a few minutes. A little while, we'll see if we get any hits. We already have a few.
No, it's not.
What do you mean by no, it's not? It's not a nice hotel? Do you have some memories of bad things that have happened here? It's a beautiful hotel. I'm glad that they decided to save it. It's very historical. Again, 1926, so next year will be its 100th anniversary. Actually the same as Route 66. That also is 100 years old next year.
Look to the right.
Okay, I'm looking to the right. Oh, that was another thing that last night. It said to follow the noise. And then I started following what I thought was the noise. And it said, wrong way. Or, yeah, different route or something like that. It was really interesting. So, that was there too. Gathering energy. Well, thank you. That was a little strange. little strange to have happen. I have a feeling that we're in for a few more strange things. And this kind of interesting, being in a different city. As I mentioned yesterday, we went up to, well, thank you. We had a heat or a cold instead of does feel, whoa. Does feel like it's gotten cold all of a sudden. But how everybody parks in backwards. So I guess they do that for fast getaway in case they have to go away. This still is kind of the wild, wild west. So even though it's not Arizona or New Mexico was all part of that. And
where are you from?
Where am I from? I am from California. Came here to visit you nice ghosts and spirits, and I welcome you to talk to us and be open with us. I was told that this section of the hotel is where the operating rooms were, and that they love this to operate here because of all the light that was, all the windows and everything. So this supposedly was the operating section. Printout of the Spirit Talker shows electric shock on top. Okay, here we are in the apothecary. Hear the footsteps we have on the Spirit Talker. This is really an interesting place. Fresh. I have a feeling it's going to be quite talkative up here. This is where one of the places where they say that there's a lot of energy. So we're going to go looking around. There's the bar. Have wonderful views of the city. In the background there. I can't get out on the roof yet. I have to do that later on tonight around 5. Hopefully it won't be raining. Window, yes, let's go by the window. Let's do that. I said window. So is there anybody here who wants to say anything? We're here for you, to listen to you. Beverly, okay, Beverly. Were you a resident here? So I'm not sure what this area was used for. Looks like they've got a lot of lights and stuff like that in the ceiling. For entertainment purposes, I'm sure. But the 4th floor is where the most activity is. Fortunately, we're able to be here with no one around until there's cameras around now. So I'm sure that they're checking us out, making sure we're not doing anything nefarious. Caution, no bare feet. Okay. It's a blustery day here in the city of Albuquerque. Kind of goes with the mood of what's going on. So far, we have had, hear the footsteps, fresh, window, and Beverly. And here we are in the
Equality.
apothecary. Equality. Well, that's one of the things that I'm sure our channel believes in here is equality. That's very important, especially in today's society. We all need to have a fair chance. And then what we do with it is our own choosing. So that's all part of that. The Whole Hog Cafe is down there. And it's got bright lights. What the heck is going on? Is that a movie thing? I don't know if you can see it, but it says Whole Hog Cafe, and then it has lights like it's
Spanish donkey.
oh my god, Spanish donkey. Now one time we were at a winery that had been converted into, well, it was a Arabian horse facility, and it had been converted into a winery, and they said Spanish donkey, and I said, man, is that the spirits taunting the horses? And then I finally looked it up because I had no idea what that means, but it was a torture that they did, and this was an area where a lot of people probably felt tortured. They probably did, all the mood. They probably did all the stuff with lobotomies and shock therapy and all that kind of stuff, because we are in one of those type of places that was, I don't know if this one was, but a lot of these places were known for really experimenting on people, and some of them with the best interest to try to solve their issues, and then some of them just out of, I don't know, just to see what would happen as experiments. Okay, now we're going to check this out. This looks like a crane with lights at the Whole Hog Cafe, and a bunch of trucks. So they're filming. They're doing some type of a shoot, because they do have a lot of interesting that they would do that here. It does kind of look like a cool little place. We had another hit here, and it was Mavis. Wow, that is an old-time name. I'm not sure if that would have been in the 80s. That may have been a resident here at the hospital when it was AT Santa Fe, one of the 13 hospitals from Chicago to LA during the railroad. It's interesting how much the railroad played a part in the building of the West, and how all of these places are here because of that. I mean, all those things left behind. We found out that across the street at the Whole Hog Cafe that Netflix was shooting a movie. Evidently Netflix has a series of sound stages and itineraries in the city of Albuquerque, and they are prevalent here and shoot a lot of films and their shows here. Okay, now we have on the Ghost Seer. We'll see what this does, just like the Spirit Talker. It converts energy, and this, though, into pictures rather than words. So we're going to see if we can pick up here in the apothecary. Ooh, we got a piano, which is perfect for where we are. That's interesting. And an entertainment venue. So that's what it picked up. Okay, we're going to have another session here of with the Spirit Talker. So here we go. And let's get this thing started up. Okay, so we have our Spirit Talker on. Thank you for joining us again. This is round 2. Oblivion. So that's the first thing that comes off the Spirit Talker today. It's been a delightful journey here. They were decorating up at the apothecary, putting spooky Halloween things up there. We'll go see that in the morning again. And I had conflicting things. I talked to the lady up at the where we had a drink, libation, while we were there. She said that most of the energy is on the 3rd floor, which we do not have access to, because our room is key-coded for our floor. And so 2 and 3, you have to have a specific... Prepare. Okay. What do we need to prepare for? And I'll be talking to them as well as to you. But evidently someone who used to work here had told us that that area was where they kept people who had deceased, and they held them there until the coroners came and picked them up.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. So they're saying that that's not what happened. And also that's what the lady or the gentleman down at the desk said. That area used to be an old water tower up there, and that never was a morgue. So, but we'll see if we can... Sandra, this is actually coming up quite quickly. Sandra, could you tell us about your life? When were you here? And is there anything that you want to share with us? We invite any and all spirits who want to discuss things with us to please come forward and let us know what they have to say. So anyway, this you can imagine what though went on here. This again was basically a hospital in one form or another from 1926, when it was owned by the railroad company, up until 1985, where then it was taken over by physicians and people like that who made it into a mental hospital. The person down at the front desk said that his mother was actually here in the mental hospital, and he didn't even know it. His dad had told them that she was here because they were trying to help her operate her wheelchair. So something crazy like that. So there's all kinds of stories that of course going on. And here we have an energy shift.
Patricia.
Patricia. Now, Patricia, were you one of the people who used to be here? In fact, were you the mother of the individual that I just spoke to? That'd be kind of cool to see or to understand. So this is a very comfortable place. Some of the rooms are very nice. It doesn't feel dreadful. But you can imagine that there are some people who lived here that still have nightmares about the place, as this place only closed down 20 years ago, roughly, as a mental hospital. And I'm not sure what practices they used, but it could easily have been shock therapy, and all those things are prevalent in the 80s and 90s. And even before that, they had lobotomies and all kinds of different things where they would actually cut the connective tissue to the lobes to try to get people to get better. And a lot of it was just experimentation. They didn't really know what they were doing, but they figured almost that they had free reign on a lot of these people, especially if they were bad, in quotes, and they felt that they were worth the risk to try something. She likes me, okay. She likes you. Well, thank you. I don't know who it is that likes us, but I'm glad that is the case. So it's a great place. If you ever have a chance to come here, bring some equipment with you. We haven't had too much. Well, as I talk, here we go. There's another energy or a sensing of temperature change, and that one is really there with the tweep. So that's an energy change where it gets a little colder or usually colder. So I'm sure that's what it was. So that's why I'm wearing a hoodie, because it is a little chilly in here. But it gets even colder at times. So that's kind of interesting. Well, we'll do some more exploring. That's really weird, this is going off so much. Maybe I'll reset it here. Okay. Glenn. Okay, we're getting a lot of names we have here. Well, thank you. Patricia, Sandra, and Glenn. And then she likes you, so I'm not sure if that would be either Patricia or Sandra. Well, here we go. We are getting something here. Thank you for touching that. If you could touch that again, let us know that you're here. That would be great. Even though I'm a liar, as the Spirit Talker says. I'll put on an EVP app, and, well, that's kind of weird. Okay, we're going to let this run for 5 minutes without anything. I'm just going to take a break here. We're going to let this run for 5 minutes. If we hear anything, we'll talk to it and see if there's any anything that has to be said that we can pick up. So we'll give it a 5-minute section, and then we'll listen to it at that point. Okay, we are done with our 5-minute EVP recording. Now we're going to go back and listen to it. But while we were doing it, this went off a couple times, which is always kind of weird. So here we're going to go back now. Okay, we're going to let this run for 5 minutes without anything on this. Take a break here. We're going to let this run for 5 minutes. If we hear anything, we'll talk to it and see if there's anything that has to be said that we can pick up. So we'll do a 5-minute section, and then we'll listen to it at that point. Wow, that was a huge rush right there. That was just kind of an anomaly. That was, I think, the largest thing that we saw in the 5 minutes. So, yeah. Strange that there would be that energy pulse. Here's another tiny one. Hear that? But no voices that we could pick up. So we're gonna go ahead and let it play out here. I don't see anything else. But again, we're welcome to please come and touch this REM pod. Here comes another one. Okay. Well, that was our EVP session. We'll do another one of those every once in a while. We didn't really pick up anything, just some heavy energy static, but no voices that we could see. Okay, now one of the people that were here, who used to work here, said that this whole area right here used to be a place where they would keep bodies, people who had passed, and waiting for the morgue to come pick them up, and then they would take them down here. So that's one story. The other story we had is that this area was actually a water tower. So that's what's interesting about these stories. And now the question is, would you like to stay here at this hotel? Please leave a message in the comments. While we are here in the apothecary, we're going to do the SLS while nobody's here. This is weird. As we're inside the building there. Oh, that is really strange. The whole building. Dancing on the table. Dancing on the table. It's windy out there too. Cushion just got blown over. That cushion right there, where you saw the little blip. Like someone laying down on that sofa. There's a figure right there too. Wow. On the chair. Wow, that's crazy. I'm not there anymore. Thank you for joining us. We wish you a very merry, happy holiday.